will go east and attack Russia. You know, Ukraine, which is part of Russia to the west border of Poland, and Belarusia, those were territories where they produced, they were agricultural territories. And the purpose of Hitler was to go expand Germany into the territories that had a lot of agriculture to feed the German people. Germany was mostly industrial, and they had to import food. So when Stalin realized that the German army is getting built up, his foreign minister and the German foreign minister, they met and they signed an agreement of cooperation that they will not attack each other, and they divided Poland in two parts. The western part to Germany and the eastern part to Russia. So when the German army invaded Poland, the army marched straight. Now, before the war, also in Poland also had an agreement with Germany, because the Polish politicians, they also wanted to have some assurance that they will not be attacked. So they had good relations with Germany. But the Germans didn't keep those relations. They broke and they marched into Poland right away, and within 2 weeks the Polish army was defeated. The members of the army that did not hide and took off their uniforms, they were taken into prison, into prison of war camps in Germany. The officers were in camps, and the regulars were released to go home. And in my hometown, Płock, after 2 weeks, a civil administration, German administration came, and what they did first, they issued an order that every Jew has to wear a yellow patch or a yellow armband showing that he is Jewish, and the penalty for not obeying was being shot. So if they catched a Jew and they knew that he was Jewish and not wearing the patch, they killed him or her. And within a couple of months, the German they declared that north part of Poland, including my hometown, Płock, is being included into the German Third Reich. You know what was
Yes.
Third Reich. So all the administration became German, and later on, within a couple of months, all Jews were ordered to move out of their apartments. Now at that time people didn't own homes, houses, they lived in apartments. So they were ordered to move into a part in the center of the town, a little east of the center, where most Jews were living, the poor Jews were living, and they described which streets belong to a ghetto, and all the people who lived outside had to move into the ghetto. So whoever had family, and my grandparents lived in one of the apartments in the ghetto. So we moved into their apartment. The others were pushed. Also, the Germans nominated some educated Jews as members of the ghetto administration, the Jewish administration of the ghetto. It's very characteristic for the Germans, who are very well organized. Germans are very well organized. And whatever they did, they organized it very well, no matter what the purpose was. If the purpose was to do something good, or the purpose was to kill people, they did it in a very organized way. So one principle of their organization was to try to do everything using the hands of those that were persecuted. So when they organized the ghetto, they organized how you call I forgot the word for the government. Okay, so they organized the Jewish government of the ghetto. Now, those people whom they chose, they were not elected by anybody. They elected people that they knew that they will be able to organize and do everything according to the orders of the German administration. So there was a government, a Jewish government in the ghetto, and also they organized a Jewish police. So there were, in the ghetto, there were Jewish policemen. Now the same pattern was used when the Germans, when the Nazis organized concentration camps in Germany. When they organized a concentration camp, they nominated a government. The concentration camp main governor, they called him capo. And also there was two parts of the internal government of a concentration camp. One was the part that was governing the inside of the camp, and there was the other part that was governing the workers, the members of the ghetto that were taken out of the ghetto to work outside. You understand? Mm-hmm. So the outside workers were divided into groups. Each group that worked in a different place had a capo that was the leader of the group, and the capo had 4 arbeiters that was group leaders that were leading the smaller groups of a larger workers group. You understand?
Yes.
Now also in the concentration camps, when after World War II started, they attracted in countries like Hungary, but mostly in Eastern Europe, they organized people who were against the communist government, and they organized them as helpers for the Nazis. So there were some Serbians, and they used them also as guards in the concentration camps. Also, in the concentration camps, there was an interior kind of police. So anyway, they used those people to do all the dirty work for them, so that the SS men, the leaders of the Nazis, they did not kill, dirty their hands with murdering people. Oh, they did it from time to time. And also, the Sonderkommandos of the army had the same purpose. So, you can, if you would like to read that, you could read that in the book. And the book title that I mentioned to you is, the title of the book is The Kindly Ones. Now, the book in the United States was also controversial because the main person in that book although the Germans were arresting gays and lesbians, they were putting them into concentration camps. But that guy in that book, he was gay, but he was hiding that. And also, that was fiction, of course. Also, in that book, he killed his own mother. So that book was not well accepted in the United States. Okay, so the administration organized the ghetto in our hometown, Płock, and we lived in that ghetto until first months of 1941. That means more than 1 year we lived in the ghetto that belonged to the Third Reich. The ghetto now in the Germans in many countries they had governments that were collaborating with them, with the Germans. In Hungary, there was a collaborating government under Admiral Horthy. In Norway, there was a collaborator, I forgot his name, and Norway was at that time collaborating with Germany. Also in France, General Pétain collaborated with Germany, and they divided France into two parts. One was under the German occupation, and the other part was kind of free under General Pétain. Now, in the party of General Pétain, they were also persecuting Jews. They were arresting Jews. They were sending them to Auschwitz. Tell me, maybe you would like a break? You are not tired?
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay.
The sun was just, I might close those blinds.
Okay.
Do you need anything?
Sorry?
Do you need anything?
No.
Anything to drink or anything?
Maybe some water.
Water? Okay.
No, water glass there.
Okay, I think there's
Oh,
water
yeah.
right there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You need a glass, Caroline?
It's okay, I'm just gonna grab a Diet Coke.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Stretch that.
That sun was making it hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, in contrast to other countries in Europe who collaborated, who decided to collaborate with Germany, with Hitler. Now, the reasons for their collaboration were, you know, they were mixed reasons. For example, General Pétain, he was a French patriot, and of course